Peace, everybody. Chuck A. Ross Recording Studios. Today's a very, very exciting day. We have our tools of destruction, polishing floss, and we're ready for a new IYV Rickenbacker 360 copy guitar. You know, I don't know what the model number for IYV is on this particular model, but this guitar has been, let's see, I started this YouTube channel in 1996. No, that's not right. 1996, I did not start my YouTube channel. But let's see if this is 2025 for probably about 5-6 years now, I think. Maybe I'll have to look. And like when I started with IYV guitars, the ILJ500 Super Jazz guitar, it took me over a year for that one to get back in stock. And this particular Rickenbacker model I saw, and a backstory on that is back when 1978, when we were playing rock and roll, you have to have a rock and roll guitar. You know, you're not going to be in a rock and roll band with a beautiful hollow body jazz guitar like Steve Howe from Yes did, because that's more than a rock band. That is a classic rock band and an acceptable. But somebody like, Motley Crue or, AC/DC, they would not be seen dead with a hollow body guitar on stage. So, we're kind of following, so we're a garage band, duh. We're nobody. But still, I didn't, well, number one, didn't have the money for a hollow body ES175 like Steve Howe. They were super expensive. And, you're always checking out guitars in the store, and I remember saw a Rickenbacker guitar on the shelf, and it's like, that's interesting, a 6-string. I know Chris Squire plays the Rickenbacker 4001 bass, and I think they're a 4003 now. And it's like, well, take it off the shelf, and it's, holy shit, the thing's like, $2,000 guitar. It's like, wow. And it's like, I played it, it played like a $2,000 guitar. I was like, oh my God, this is the easiest guitar I ever played in my life. And it's not due to thin strings or anything, just, I've never played a Rickenbacker quality guitar. Everything was always Gibson and Fender, which Gibson's a little bit better than Fender, but, nothing like this Rickenbacker was. It's like, okay, put that back on the shelf, because even if I could afford it, it still wouldn't have blended with playing rock and roll on the stage, not realizing that George Harrison played it with the Beatles. So who am I, right? Tom Petty, he played the Rickenbacker. And then after finding out these guys are playing the Rickenbacker 6-string with the toaster pickups, well, toaster pickups. What's a toaster pickup, right? So after looking online, some of the Rickenbackers on Rickenbacker's site are available without the toaster pickup, and then a couple of them have the toaster pickup. Okay, what's the toaster pickup? If anybody knows, let me know, because I know nothing about the toaster pickup. But again, as far as playing a style of guitar, we're not the Beatles. Like I said, we're more towards, AC/DC, Motley Crue type of stuff. So this type of guitar would probably be dreadful in that environment. Same thing with Steve Howe. When he was in Asia, they come out with the second album. And, Steve's like all pumped, man. We did, that first album was great, man. We had all these different flavors and sounds. We had a little bit of rock, we had a little bit of hard rock, we had a little bit of classic rock, we had a little of this, a little bit of that, everybody's contributed. And then all of a sudden, the second Asia album comes out, and, it's all gun-ho. He comes out with this hollow body Birdland special guitar that, he had in stock, and these guys said, Steve, what are you doing? I got this guitar for this part, man. It's going to be great. Trust Steve, He knows what he's doing. Well, no, Steve, man, this is like, don't start bringing out your goofy hollow bodies, man. We're trying to make a rock and roll band here, so Long story short, Steve got very depressed very fast, put the Birdland back in the box, saying, I'll never bring this stupid thing out with this band again. Matter of fact, I'll bring that electric guitar out that you wanted to, and that's it. It's the most one of the blah things that, like, Steve, at least, I understand these guys busted your balls, and what you should have done is came out with the electric guitar with a vengeance. Says, all right, you want electric guitars, mutter butter? You mutter butter, I'll give you electric guitar. Heat of the moment. Crank that to church and I'll get some power chords. No, that's like, it's one of the worst albums. And I think that maybe that album has Midnight Sun on it, and I'll take that back because Midnight Sun is great. And that's where they must have lost it. So, guitar style, what you're doing, it matters. If you want to play a jazz guitar, get with a jazz band. I like jazz. One of the reasons is you're using major scales versus blues scales, so there's 2 extra notes, so you can really rip. And it's the improvisation, you can do whatever you want. It's just so broad range from 0 to 100. I mean, blues is good too. Everything is great, but I like playing jazz. I like playing blues. I like playing blues more than I like listening to it. But so after 4 or 5 years, when I saw this one on the site, I go, man, it would be nice to have that Rickenbacker copy because IYV's quality is great. It's friggin' awesome. This particular model on Guitar Center, what's the other big store? Not Sweetwater. Guitar Center is $19.99 for this model, and the tax alone is $140. This was $169, so for like $20 more than just the tax on the original guitar, I'm getting a copy. Now, if I got these copies and they were junk like one of the Glenn Burtons I got, I'd tell you guys, man. I just put the Glenn Burton back in the box. I'd love to get the thing fixed because it is a 175 copy. But these guitars, every single one has been great. And one guy says, well, yeah, I don't know about, some things being sent in a box like that. It's like, I'll be honest with you, I've never worked in a guitar store. I did work in Best Buy guitar store, but I don't know how these guitars came in. I imagine the Gibsons and the Les Pauls and the very high range come in the case because you're going to get the case with the guitar. But I'm sure they got the box guitars that come and they just stock on the shelves. Maybe not, I don't know. But I was first leery too when I got my first one. But I'm up to, I think somebody says, you got 13 guitars? Do I? 8, 9. Well, I at least got 9 or 10 IYVs. Bringing me to another question. One of my, I don't know if you subscribe followers, but I love all you guys. He's like, I don't get it, man. You got all these guitars where I got one guitar and one guitar is good and fine, so I really don't get it. And I'm like, well, you're missing the point. 3 points. One, I could buy just one guitar, but then how can I share with you these guitars? So this is a sharing site. I buy a guitar and I like it. It's like, wow, I got to tell everybody about this, man. This is not a good guitar. This is a great guitar company. CNC Machinery. You got it. They're made in Vietnam, a Korea-owned guitar. Can you imagine being in a third world country and all of a sudden you got a CNC machine? You're going to be going to work every day. You're going to be fucking smoking so much pot. And you're going to be so happy making all these guitars with this beautiful new machinery. It's going to be awesome, man. Next thing you know, it's quitting time. You can't wait to get back to work tomorrow. And that's the way I feel. These things are made with quality and outstanding craftsmanship. These guys are paying attention to all the details when it comes to inlay, frets, the playing of it. They're just fantastic. You think I should get off this point and open up the box and show you what's going on, but I just had to explain to that one guy, yeah, it's a sharing site, and if I don't have models to share, then there's nothing to share. So I have to buy guitars when I can afford it. This one I can't really afford, especially when I just bought another farming stick. That's another video. But after 4 or 5 years, these things on Amazon, everybody knows if you follow IYV guitars, it's like the stock market. They're up and down. I've seen that ESJ 500 super duper gigantus hollow body guitar, which is, you know, a $2,000 or a $3,000 guitar easily by any other standards. It goes from like 250, 240. I've seen it down to like 235, and I'm like, oh my God, if it gets down any lower than that, I got to buy another one. Next thing you know, oh, it's like 264 now. So same thing with the double neck. I got the double neck came in. I'm like, oh my God, I got a double neck guitar. It's like, it's not available. It's out of stock right now. They just came out with another Les Paul model I wanted to get, $159. And that one's temporarily out of stock already, because I'll tell you, it's probably as good as the ILJ 300 Mean Greens. They got the Ocean Blue model. I always wanted the Sunburst model. So today is the 31st of January. I think it's the 31st. Is it the 30th? It's the 31st of January, Friday. At Alexa, what time is it? Alexa's on vacation. The last time I looked, 11, 12. It's got to be around 1 o'clock or so in the afternoon. Buy it. Don't even hesitate. Because this guitar took 4 or 5 years to come around. And they come around and they may never come around again. I bought the Ocean Blue ILS 300 Les Paul. And I don't see that anymore. The ILS 300 Greens, they don't seem to be throwing them out like at one point in time, 3 or 4 years ago, there was hundreds of them things. Every time you look, there's another one. So yeah, let's get going on taking this, because like I said to the one guy, the point is to share. And the other thing is I waited 5 years for this. It's like it may never ever come around. Yes, I definitely want this guitar for $165. You couldn't even buy the wood, the parts, and put it together for that price, literally. The shipping alone, if you got it on IYV site directly, they will give you a guitar. Well, this one they won't. They'll tell you to go to Amazon. But you can custom order ones, and it's a couple $100 to ship it. So this is less than it costs to actually ship it, the containers. So I'm confident it's going to be in good shape. I'm not even worried about that. What I'm worried about, if you're watching one of my other videos with the PRS copy, I opened up the box and the guitar fell on the ground. I was sitting there, I was in friggin' shock, man. It didn't hit it. It hit like the neck. Bong! It broke the little pickup switch on it. I go, oh my God, you know, I didn't even get it out of the box and it fell on. So if you want to see that video, maybe I'll, you know, I always have trouble when I say I'm going to put stuff up above me, because I never see the spot. So maybe Chuck, when you play this back, put it up there, link that video, because, you know, I almost sent it back. As I go send it back, you know, but it didn't seem to break it. You know, all right. It's going to happen on stage, maybe. So every time it seems I'm a jerk and return stuff for stuff like that, something bad happens, and I was like, look, it ain't broken. I ordered a couple new toggle switch things on it, and you know, get a couple cool ones with it. It's cooler than the one that came on there. So I am excited, and we have tools of the trade. My rusty drywall. In construction, buy one tool every week, no matter how much. $15 or $1,500 for a new saw, and that's 52 tools you get every year. So it's probably a little bit overkill, but better overkill than no kill. Some people are familiar with IYV guitars. Some people are not. So you can bear witness that these things come. Don't worry about the packaging. They're not on the containers long enough to be damaged, really, you know. And there's actually, you would think they'd have like, you know, fragile, be careful, handle. Maybe that's on the big box, but. I like how they have like, this was never on the strings before, this string cover, so you can see everything looks pretty good. Maybe a little tiny hole where the switch is from rubbing against the box, but that's okay. Everything looks in good order. And another tuning key, touch rod adjustment. Oh, and it's light. It's like, oh yeah, because it's hollow right. Oh my God, there's no weight to this thing at all. It is so light. And I should write right on the box the model that this one is. Yeah, I should have marked the floor where I've had the tripod, because I don't know if you can see this now. So let me try to put this against the wall without it falling out of the box. Yeah, like last time I took the box out and went, whoo, and I couldn't catch it. Usually even though, you know, I'm up there on the age, I got some pretty good hand-eye coordination. I got some pretty high scores on the PlayStation. See if you can beat me at Gran Turismo. I doubt it. Be looking at you in the rearview mirror. But that day I wasn't even suspecting anything. It was like, as I was holding the top, it came out. It's like, there was no time to even react, not even a millisecond. Didn't even have a tenth of a second. So now I got to check out, see if we're in focus here. I think that's kind of like set up. We got to get rid of the door window. That light is obstructing, so I'm telling you, this is like very, very exciting to me. Oh no. I want to be as high as I would be as if I was sitting front row at a Yes concert. These glasses are not properly adjusted. And when I was looking for the copy, what they copied from Rickenbacker, that's a funny story I'll tell you about right now. We probably have a little bit of video on the top end of it. I don't know why I throw this stuff around like that to be cool on the video. Then I gotta pick it up and it's not in the spot where it should be in the box. Very cool, Chuck. You did another one. What the hell was that noise? The table? Table collapses. That'd be a good video. But I ain't gonna make it do it on purpose, that's for sure. But the you got 4001 bass, which now they're 4003s, and you've got the 6-string electric, 6-string 12 strings. Yeah, 6-string 12 string, sure. What's a 6-string 12 string? You got the 12-string electrics, and this guitar is kind of an imitation, not directly of the 330, and I couldn't find any models that it copied exactly. Like the Les Pauls are copied. Here's what, you know, how hard is it to copy a Les Paul? But what I noticed when I was trying to find a copy of this is the Rickenbacker bass 4003s have this like chunky nub down here. The electric six strings have this, but every electric six string right here is cut a little bit different. I could not find a six string. So when they copied this guitar, sometimes maybe they don't put out the ILS 300 because Gibson finally got a lawsuit and says you can't copy our Les Paul exactly. And the blue model that I have is like larger than the green ones, which is scratch my head. There's a video on that, but maybe they do it because so they can say, hey, wait, that's not your guitar. We got, it's different than anything you got. Well, it is very similar though too. This here, you got the nice curvature at the end, and I've never seen an electric guitar that's had a bevel here where your bridge would be, your saddle, excuse me. Or no, that's not the saddle. That's the bridge string holder thing, gizmo. So that's pretty cool. It's like, wow, this has that. And I noticed that all the Rickenbacker guitars have another switch knob here. So I'm a little bit disappointed IYV we don't have a knob here. I don't know what that knob does, but here's another thing right off the bat. I noticed that no, what did I say? This is $165, $169, and when they copied the Les Paul, and then you get like the Paul Reed Smith copied by IYV. I wish one thing that IYV did when they copied the Les Paul, they didn't copy it like Gibson's, because Gibson always had crap tuners, man. I'm telling you what. First thing we would do in 1976 is buy a Gibson Les Paul, is replace the tuners with Grovers, of course, right? I mean, but it's because you couldn't tune the guitar with these things. You tune it forward, you tune it back. There's not even like a smoothness. There's like a lack, like an old steering wheel. So yeah, and what the IYB did is they put them same crap things on there. So it's like, people always say, well, it's a good copy. Well, yeah, it is a good copy, but it could have been the best if they had just put the same tuners that they put on all their other guitars, man. The ones on their Paul Reed Smith copy are awesome, man. That big orange one I got, fantastic tuners. So they've got them there, but what they're doing is, hey, we're making a copy. We put, crap tuning things on it. So I took the one Les Paul and I immediately changed all the tuning pegs. I changed the pickups. I changed all the knobs, switches, everything. And it's a hot rodded IYV ILS 300. It's great. But I noticed right off the bat the quality of the saddle on this guitar is crazy, man. And the toaster pickups, I don't know what they are, like I said, but we'll find out. But I wanted to polish this guitar before we did anything else, but I gotta show you this saddle while we're on the topic. And let me see. Let me mark this floor so I don't have to even guess with this goofy thing anymore. 1, 2, 3. I think that's what they do in Hollywood, right? They put tape on the floor. X marks the spot. So, look at the saddle. There's like the 2 black set screws there so now you can tip it forwards, backwards, and see, I'm not even understanding anything about this type of saddle, so it looks very, very, very cool. It don't look cheap. It looks a little bit more expensive than the ones like on my Les Pauls. They just have, the standard stud in there, and you wind it up, you wind it down. You can slide the saddles back and forth, which of course, yeah, the saddles are underneath that cover. And why that cover's on there, I don't know. But a guitar company's not going to spend money on it. Hey, let's put that on there and spend all this money on that cover for over the saddles if it doesn't do something. And again, look at the quality right here. So we got to give this thing a quick clean. And you can see underneath there the toaster pickups. Like, okay, and I can see why they call them toaster pickups, because they got the two slots there. Yeah, it looks like a toaster. Alright, let me be more careful with that. Oh, I was going to say, how come this isn't lining up on the spots? Excuse me. Yep, there's the door window. Can't have that. Messes up everything. But oh, nice. I'm gonna try to do this nice and neat before I just go crazy and rip it off, right? And here's the toaster pickups. And sometimes you get a new guitar and you immediately change your guitar strings right out. But I won't change these, because these guitar strings are not, these guitar strings are from a foreign country. And that, to me, is like really, really cool. Come on, man, I don't have anything that's got guitar strings from Vietnam except for my IYV guitars. And they seem like they're in great shape, because yes, I've gotten some of the Les Pauls which was immediately changed the strings, but there's the toaster pickups. Huh. And it's got the one very nice, I guess it's not an F hole, it's just a hole, because it is a hollow body, semi-hollow body, excuse me. And before we look at the back of the guitar, you guys are not going to be able to see that until ladies and gentlemen, for your best guitar polish that you could ever imagine, buy Pledge wood wipes. They're guaranteed by Ross Recording Studio. Make your guitar cleaning the most awesome experience and give you the best shine you could possibly imagine. The easiest application. Forget all those ones where you got to take the bottle out and put drops on. All the drops are never apply it smooth. It'll be a blop. So look at this. This wipe here is going to apply the wax totally smooth. And I actually have videos on that too. Maybe I should wave my hand up and down. Chuck, you need another, what do they call them things? Cards. You need another card up there. Hello, Chuck. Because I very rarely don't watch these back and listen to myself. It's terrible. And anybody that ever stays along with this, I'll have a free giveaway. If you say you've been on this video and you know that I'm going to give away that, well, I'll give away the pedal. The Zoom pedal that's multi-effect software pedal. And it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. Oh, you're not supposed to see the back. Jesus. Oh, God. I can't do nothing right. So see how this is applying the wax. It's perfect. You use them drops, you'd be putting a drop on there, and it's like, now you got a lot on one spot, not enough on the other. Look at this, is just waxing it, kind of polishing it at the same time. You put a little rubbing elbow in there, And one thing that if you put too much wax on, if you've waxed cars or anything, it's the same thing. You put too much wax on, now you got a blotch, you got to take it off, and it's like, no. These things are so awesome. I wouldn't use anything else now. It's just perfect. And that's just the application. And once you wipe it off, watch. I'm gonna have to put on sunglasses. It'll be so bright. I have to wear shades. I should write a song. The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Oh wait, ZZ Top's already done that. Gotta get some cheap sunglasses. Okay. They should have had another guitar. I hate to waste the waxing rag. So this is what we do here. It's unbelievable, man. It's like this thing is gleaming already. The difference from bringing the camera up before this waxing till now. Did I put wax on that emblem there? It's incredible. It's like those rags are like gleaming rags, I should call them, because they gleam. And I haven't even used the right rag yet. Hey. Oh, you're not supposed to be looking at the back of this thing, because you can see it just started to gleam right there. It's like, bing! Holy cow. I have to see if they have a born-on date on this and see if how fresh this is, because it's not that dirty. You're just getting a little bit of the dust from the box being in the container. I would love to know how long it would take when it hits the ship in the container box and it comes across the seas. And of course, I'm pretty sure they got to go through customs. I don't know why I'm waxing this. There's a piece of plastic on that. That's a funny story too, real quick before we get to that. One guy said, yeah, these IYV guitars are great, but the pick guards are kind of scratched, like they're used pick guards. It's like, okay, it's a brand new guitar, used pick guard. That doesn't make any sense. And I got mine and it was all scratched up too. I'm like, well, I don't think he's right. And I looked really close. Like, oh, there's a piece of plastic. You could find it under the screw, or the screws turn and they kind of peel the plastic in there. Yeah, and it's like, I said, yeah, they're not going to make a brand new guitar and not put plastic on a pick guard or give you a scratch one. It's just some things you got to think about and then investigate. Do a little detective work. What, why? And generally it'll be like I found, oh yeah, it's like the plastics there. Saying the plastics on the pickups. And there's plastic on the back in the center of here. You can't really see it from there, but I know it's there. Because every single guitar, and that's one of the videos I did, if you do not have plastic on your pickups, plastic on your pick guard, and most important, plastic in the center of the 6 tuning keys, then you do not have an original IYV brand new guitar. It is some way, shape, or form used. And I saw a YouTube video where he was showing how bad the inlay was on it. He got it from eBay. I was like, it's either a second or no, it wouldn't be a second. That could be a second. That's not going to affect playing quality. Thirds affect playing quality. Seconds, there's a defect in the craftsmanship. And he was right. His inlay looked terrible. And I checked all my guitars. Everyone was perfect. So That goes to show you what you can get. And if you get one that's like that, send it back. They'll take it back. They're not going to argue with you. Well, since I did wax the cover, plastic cover, I'll do that for a short. Alright, so we got the first coat done here. Alright. I've got more, not sweat, but fingerprints from my palm every time I touch it, like okay, what do we got here? So pledge wipes to a microfiber. You can see a big difference between the microfiber between these two cloths. Excuse me. So we take that off and then we hit it with the final muffin. It's very, very fine. You know, one of these days I'll get that tool for in here. Someday. Not today. Manual override. I said I should have gloves on for this. And that's all that's gonna get. Yeah, I think I got a Dremel muffin thing. Don't know why I'm not using that. Okay, here's the back. Smash, smash, bash, bash. That sound is always good to hear with a new guitar. Oh, another great sound. Fucking stands. Oh, right there. Oh, I know where the plastic is. Oh my god. Can't win for losing. There's plastic on that too. So what do you think? How's those toaster pickups look? Speaking of toast. So yeah, you got the combination bass, combination 6-string top. We do not get the extra switch It says probably just active electronic pickups, but that's okay. I'm not going to argue for the price of $165 versus $2,000. Big difference in the look of the toaster pickup now, huh? This one up too. Alright, come on. Holy cow, you wouldn't think it'd be that difficult, but knucklehead me. So what do you think? $169 Amazon. I would say don't hesitate. I haven't plugged it in yet, but don't hesitate. Go buy them up before it's not there. And so next I have to pick up my mess, go get a strap. I love the feel of the size of it. It feels, oh my God, there's 24 frets. You can get right up there. That's 24, like amazing. It is not a through neck like their bass guitars are. And the Paul Reed Smith has a copy has a through neck, but this is a quality glued on neck. And I'll be honest with you, if there's anything at all that I see that might be, sort of say, not perfect, would be the glue line right here. Looks like the glue kind of got a little bit thick, and they didn't, spend the meticulous $2,000 guitar time to make it perfect. Would that ever affect how it plays? The finish is not going to affect this guitar playing. And actually, speaking of that, this finish, sometimes they have what I call the old window glass effect. It has like, you can see a ripple in it when you're tipping it to the light. That's, like I said, that's the only thing that I could have said bad about IYV, but it's not bad. It's, for the money, you're not going to get a Mercedes-Benz finish. It's, that's where they're saving the money and giving the value to you. They're making a great playing guitar, but the finish might be not as good as a Benz. It'll be like, well, the Volkswagen Beetle quality, which ain't bad. But this quality here, I'm going to have to get out the microscope and go over this, because this looks really damn good, except until I see just... Wow, I gotta say that anything I'm seeing is just wax from the wipes. The quality and the finish on this guitar is better than anything I've seen on any other IYV. It's so smooth. Excuse me. And this is like, oh, there we go. There's that. I don't know what to call that. It's just like, it's like a small sort of haze. It was haze. It's wax haze. Good. Amazing. Amazing. The finish is definitely there. Maybe they watch some of my videos and see, we gotta do a little bit more buffing there, fellas. Well, I throw this guitar around, so peace out. And I guess I'm gonna do a separate video for playing because that'd make this one just way too long. So stay tuned for your next Bat channel. Stay tuned for the next episode of Batman. And yeah, this is wow. $2,000 guitar, $167. Come on, man. It's like I almost feel like I'm robbing somebody of something, but what I say is the $2,000 price from Guitar Center or when Drone Sound was here, that's those stores with the 50% markup plus. Well, no, it's got to be more than that because you get a discount. Markup was probably 60, 70, 80%. That's what stopped me from buying brand new guitars in the 70s when we had the band. We always looked at the used rack, and now what we spent for $400 for a used Les Paul looks like a bargain. Who knew they would go up in such price? So thank you, IYV, for getting me back in the game with brand new guitars. It's a brand new guitar. I'm like ecstatic. I really am. I'm just blown away that I could get. The used Rickenbackers are going for $1,800. So wow, I'm just like, and I don't know, maybe I'll get some toast. We'll get some toast. I don't know. Toaster pickups, ladies and gentlemen. Toaster pickups.